Today, we review the world's first dual 4K dash cam. Let's do it. Dash cams. You know you need one, but you don't know which one to buy. There's a lot of them out there. I'm here to help you with that decision though. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the best dash cams I've ever tested. Let's dive into this one. Like I showed in the beginning, guys, we are talking about the world's first full dual 4K dash cam. Yeah. You want high quality, you want visibility, you want to be able to see everything regardless of day or night. This is your guy. This comes to us from Vantrue. This is, of course, the S1 Pro Max. And the best part about this thing, outside of the fact that it's dual 4K recording, is all of the accessories that come inside of this thing. This is truly a one-stop shop. Let's pop this open and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And here it is, guys. This dash cam literally comes with everything you're going to need to set this thing up. So a lot of other dash cams out there will sell you just the dash cam basically, and you kind of have to fend for yourself for everything else. But in this case, we get the 4K main dash cam. We get the 4K secondary or back view dash cam. We get all the accessories, all the little cable ties that will hold all the wires. We get the cigarette lighter or power adapter with an additional USB port on the back of it to power the main dash cam. We get a small USB-C to USB-A wire if you need it for transferring files from the device to your computer or anything like that. We also get a really long USB-C to USB-C wire to run the rear dash cam part, so the rear-facing one. That wire is also included. And this is more than enough wire, regardless of the length of your car or truck, that it's going to get you all that. Now, both of these cameras support 4K HDR. So these are going to be basically the highest resolution with that high dynamic range as well to make sure you can really see what you're trying to see at any time of the day or night. It does also have AI-powered active safety features, which we're going to talk more about in the future here, but ultimately it has things like lane departure and stuff like that. So if your car is an older car and doesn't have those options, Vantrue's got you covered. There is smart remote access, meaning you can actually access the footage outside of the car. In-house developed Vantrue AI, which again is going to play a lot of a role in your driving dynamics, such as lane departure, vehicles coming into your lane, stuff like that. And of course, this is going to work in any car out there. Now, on top of all of that, we also have a little trim tool here that they include, which actually has the Vantrue name on it right there. And this is going to help you separate panels to hide said wires. We also get a screwdriver in case you want to hard mount the rear facing dash cam to the back side of the car. Now, the one interesting part about this dash cam, outside of the fact that it is 4K, is that it is to be mounted outside of the vehicle. It comes with double-sided tape on the back already to do so, but they also do provide screws to hard mount this somewhere if you want to make this 100% permanent. Now, again, this is one of those words I love to use. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but the world's first dash cam that actually has a 4K front and a 4K rear-facing camera. So really interesting stuff here, guys. And like I said, comes with everything you need, including the memory card. So let's get this thing set up and pop it into the wife's lyric and start talking about some of the features that this thing has. So first, power on. You can see we got the alert button there lit up. We'll just go ahead and hit English and then press OK. Again, we're going to go down through the options here because we need to select the time zone, month, day, year format, and that's all right. We'll do 60 hertz, miles per hour, 5 gigahertz. This is just if you want to be reminded to format the memory card from time to time. I'm going to leave that off. We can go ahead and delete it. It's formatting that memory card now. And we are ready to go. So now you can see we are able to adjust the lens of this. I have it off center in the Cadillac here, but that is ultimately where I'm going to have to put it just for the testing purposes. Obviously, with the wires running and everything, we don't have this set up permanently. This is just more of a test than anything. We usually test it in the Cadillac here, and then it will end up getting permanently installed in another car later, running the wires all more discreetly, so they're hidden up in the headliner and stuff like that. I haven't even plugged in the rear camera yet, but you can already see in the bottom there it says HDR. This thing is ready to go as far as recording is concerned. I can see the dashboard in there, so that angle looks pretty good. Ideally, I would have this installed more in the center of the vehicle, but like I said, this is just a test here to see how we like it and to kind of show off all of the features of the device. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the rear dash cam now. It's of course just another USB-C cord that plugs right into the side here. And with that plugged in, we should get some footage from the rear in a second. And right there it popped up. So we have the front and the rear footage both showing up. Now that rear camera is waterproof and it is designed to be installed outside of the car. So we're going to go ahead and drive and see exactly how this thing does. But like I said, these are both 4K dash cams with full HDR capabilities, so they should be pretty clear. So one of the inserts that comes with the dash cam actually shows you how to download this checklist of items for the Vantrue intelligence setup. Now, we talked a little bit about this, but we can see here at the very top there, the very first option is front ADAS, which is Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. It's going to give you that calibration option and of course how to activate it. The rear BSD, which is blind spot detection. In-cabin DMS, driver monitoring system. Dynamic smart display, AI marking screen display, and voice reminder. So there's a lot of things that this dash cam can do that if you don't have a newer car with a lot of this stuff built in, it can actually act as a helper for that. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is one of the first dash cams I've seen with any kind of AI or artificial intelligence built into it. So right here it will tell you how to activate the Vantrue intelligence functions. And it looks like a lot of it we can do right from the Vantrue app on the phone. So we're going to go ahead and download that and I'm going to show you how to enable it. So here's the app for the Sonnet 1 Pro Max dash cam here we're using today. And you can see it's obviously giving me a full live view, but it's also saying up there at the top right that it is 4K plus 4K at 30 frames per second. Now from here we can actually go up to the top right and hit that settings gear and it's going to say it's stopping recording, but it's going to get us into settings. Now if we go into recording options here, we got resolution, a bunch of stuff we can change right from the phone rather than changing it on the dash cam itself. So we'll leave resolution alone. Image quality we will take up to plate pics, which if you guys remember the previous dash cam I did with Vantrue, this helps accentuate the license plate area of a car. So that's really what you want just in case of any kind of a hit and run or anything. You're going to have pretty clear access to the dash cam footage that shows their license plate. So the G sensor here is where things are going to get interesting because we can actually set this up to continuously record even after the vehicle is shut off. And if it detects any kind of vibrations, it will turn on and record what happened. So we'll leave that for now. I'll show you that in action a little bit later. Audio noise reduction, we can leave that on just in case there's any overly loud noises. You don't want it kind of drowning everything else out. You can set the exposure separately from the rest if you want. We're going to leave a lot of this stuff alone for now. Recording status light, HDR, of course, we want that on, and it is already enabled for front and rear. You can rotate the display if you will have to install your back camera upside down for any reason. I almost had to, so I'm glad that that's enabled, or an option I should say. We do have parking mode, which is more going to describe what I was talking about earlier about if there's any kind of bump on the car or anything, it's going to turn on and automatically start recording, so we'll turn that on. Also in the settings here towards the bottom we have a fatigue driving alert. This is interesting. This comes on a lot of the newer cars. It will actually be able to tell if your eyes are starting to get heavy basically, and it will tell you that maybe you should pull over or to have a coffee or something along those lines, but that's on here as well, so it's able to monitor that kind of thing too. You can turn on speeding alert because this does have GPS in it. Of course it's going to be able to show how fast you're going. You can turn that off if you don't want those kind of things on there, but a lot of it is enabled right from factory. So GPS, obviously we have here, we have the speed unit set up in miles per hour. So that's pretty much the settings there for recording. But right below that is the Vantrue intelligence. This is where things are a little bit different than your normal dash cam. So we do have forward collision warning, pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, forward vehicle start alarm, virtual bumper collision. So a lot of this stuff comes standard in newer cars, but if you don't have a newer car, this is kind of cool to be able to have these options. I'm going to turn the majority of these on so you guys can see them in action, but really an interesting setup here. So you can see on the dash cam, because there's cars coming in front of us, it made a noise and it alerts us that there's a collision possible. So pretty cool that does that. So you can see it's actually measuring how far away from the car in front of us we are. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that will be on the memory card or not. It is recording right now as well, but if it's not on the memory card, you can see as we were coming up to it, it was telling us how far away the cars beside us were. So it just told me the front camera is calibrated. Now if we go over this line,
lane departure detected.
Lane departure detected. That's actually pretty cool. That does it even faster than in my car. So it will tell you lane departure, and it will show you how close you are to a car in front of you at a stoplight, or if you're getting up on a car, which we will be in a second here. And if you get too close, it's also going to tell you that, you know, there's a collision possible because you're getting so close. So it's kind of cool. This thing does a lot of interesting safety items as well, on top of the fact that it's recording both of these things in 4K HDR. So again, there goes the car. There goes the car in person. We're going to see how those plates look. And then we'll see these cars as we go past them in the back-facing camera. Again, all 4K HDR, so it should look pretty good. So it's about 4:30 here in Pennsylvania in December, so 4:30 is really like probably 8:30, 8:45 at night during the summer. We're pretty near dark at this point, and that's keeping it pretty light on the screen there, but we are going to go through a little bit of a tunnel here, or underneath an overpass basically, to show you how this thing handles low light situations as well. So here we're about to go through an overpass again. Going to show you how this handles low light basically. We will also show you actual nighttime footage. But it keeps everything really, really nicely in view. All right, so we're taking this out now for some late evening testing. It looks like it's about almost 10 o'clock at night. It is winter time here in Pennsylvania, so 10 o'clock here is pretty much midnight any other time of the year. So we're going to kind of roll through the parking lot here and see how clearly we can make out different license plates, and we're going to test the front and the rear to see how good the license plate capability is, reading of it at least. Like I said, that plate picks option that you turn on really does help kind of make the plates a little more legible at night especially. But these are 4K cameras with HDR on both ends, so visibility should be pretty good. So this would be if you're at a stoplight, or if someone were to rear end you or something. That should be relatively visible. I can see it pretty clearly. So now we're going to do that same thing, only we're going to back in. And I'm going to see how visible that plate is through the back camera. So that is the camera in the rear showing that license plate. Driving through the parking lot here, just kind of looking at some of these plates, see how clear they look. Again, this is just kind of a test of how it's going to look at night. So that's pretty much going to do it for showing off the night view here. It looks like it's pretty good, but I won't know until I'm actually editing this footage to see exactly how clear it is. But like I said, with them both being 4K HDR, it should be pretty clear. These are both Sony Starvis 2 sensors as well, which is one of the best sensors you're going to get as far as night view is concerned, and clarity during the day even. So it should be pretty good. But that's going to do it, guys. If you liked it, smash the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the links in the description down below to get yours. And yeah, if you're seeing this video, it's because I recommend it. And it definitely checked all the boxes for me. So I'll know as soon as I edit it as to whether or not that's the case. So if you're seeing this video, big thumbs up. Check out the S1 Pro Max here from Vantrue. They've been really making a lot of really cool dash cams. Subscribe if you haven't, guys. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.
Stay obsessed.